So hello and very good morning dear students. I hope you all are ready for the mathematics class. In the last lecture, we have started the chapter probability where I have explained you the basics, the starting, that is what is probability and what are the definitions of random experiment, sample space, event, and then we have seen the main important part, that is the types of events, complement of an event, A or B, A and B. I have explained you, if OR is written then we go for union, and if it is AND written then we go for the intersection. That means if it is written A or B event, that means they are saying A union B, and if it is A and B then it is A intersection of B. Then we have seen about A but not B. Okay, what is A but not B? This is A minus B, and similarly B but not A, it is B minus A. From the Venn diagram we have seen that how to denote the things. What is A union B? So this whole part is A union B. A intersection B, this part is A intersection B. A minus B, this part, this part, okay, is A minus B. And what is this? B minus A. And you know about A complement, okay, and B complement. What is A complement and B complement? If this is the whole S, then if this whole is A, then whatever left behind, that means this much part, this is A complement, and similarly B complement. Then we have seen mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. What do you mean by exclusive? If A intersection B is equal to phi, then this is mutually exclusive. And what do you mean by exhaustive? If A union B is a whole universal set. So exhaustive is when union is the whole set, and exclusive is when the intersection is phi. That means there is no similarity in this. And we have taken one question also. Okay, one very good example is if you take A event to be the number of spade, B event to be number of diamonds, okay, C event to be the number of club, and D event to be the number of hearts. Okay, so if you do A intersection B, you will get phi. Or B intersection C, then also phi. Or C intersection A, or D intersection A, wherever you do intersection, because spade will never match with diamond, neither diamond with club or club with the hearts. So their intersection will be phi. Means there is no match among these cards. Okay. Now if I talk about their union, that is if A union B union C union D, if you do the union of all these four suits, then you will get the whole 52 cards, isn't it? That is nothing but your universal set. So this can be a good example of mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now coming to the exercise, see, this is again a basic exercise where you need to only see which type of set it is. That means they'll ask you that whether the events are mutually exclusive or exhaustive or not. Let's do some questions of this. Okay, just a basic exercise. Just see, try to understand the concept. Do just somewhat questions and see the examples. That is enough for you. Okay. Then today we'll head to the this main exercise. From the after second exercise, your main concept and questions will start. Okay, so let's do one question of this. Okay, so try to understand this question. In this, see, I have written the whole question. We'll understand from this each and everything in this. Okay, so a coin and die are tossed. You are doing two experiment. You are tossing the coin and rolling the die. Okay, so a coin and die are tossed. Describe the sample space. So very first is to describe the sample space. If you are doing two at a time, so a coin will turn up to give head and tail, and a die will turn up to give either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On summing them up, we can say that what will be the sample space of tossing a coin and rolling a die. So it will it be H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 and H6 also, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6, the all possible outcomes on drawing or tossing the two coin and a die. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. Okay. Then what is the A event? Getting a head and even number. That means it should be head and even number. So head and even number means this is head and even number, head and even number, head and even. So we can write that the A set, its subsets will be H2, H4, H6. Okay. Similarly, what will be B? Getting a prime number. So prime number, as 1 is neither prime nor composite, so we don't have to take prime. So what all prime numbers you have here in this, so you have to write that. Okay. So what are that? 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. Okay. So for both you have to write. So H2, H3, H5, T1, T2, T2, T3 and T5. I hope this is clear to you. Then what will be the C set? Getting a tail and an odd number. So getting a tail and odd number means T1, T3 and T5 will be the case. So T1, T2 and T3. Okay. Now the next one is D, that is getting a head or a tail. This is OR case, that means a union case. So we need to accept all. Okay. So head 1, head 2, head 3, head 4, head 5, head 6, and similarly tail 1, tail 2, tail 3, tail 4, tail 5 and tail 6. This we have to write the whole. Now answer that are A and B mutually exclusive? For mutually exclusive, what we go for? We go for their intersection. Okay. So A and B. Just see, is there anything matching? So yes, definitely H2. Then okay, H2 is only that means it is not equal to 5. So A and B are not mutually exclusive. Then A and C are mutually exclusive. So A and C. Is there anything matching in these two? No. Okay. That means they are mutually exclusive. This answer is no. What will be the R? Are A and C exhaustive? So A and C, are they exhaustive cases? Exhaustive means A union B. And it should be equal to the whole sample space S. Okay. So what can we say? That these two are not giving the whole result. So that is they are not exhaustive. Okay. And are A and D exhaustive? So A and D, as D is already the whole sample space, so definitely it is an exhaustive case. So this is how you have to do. From the experiment you draw the sample space, with the events you write their subsets, and with the questions you solve the answer. I hope this criteria is clear to you. Okay. Now if you go to the next exercise, that is axiomatic approach of probability. Okay, let's do this question. Probability of equally likely outcomes. What is odd in favor, odd against event? Probability of not E. Let's understand this, and if possible we'll take some questions also. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to start with the next topic, that is axiomatic approach to probability. So like there are many approaches or the many definition given for the probability topic, there is a classical definition, modern definition, axiomatic approach. So there are like 4 to 5 definitions which are given to the probability. Now we are going to study about the axiomatic approach to probability. Okay, so axiomatic means there are kind of axioms. Axioms means with the points we try to define them. Okay, so there are 3 axioms which you need to remember for the definition of probability, and the first is these 3 are very much known to you. You know these 3. The very first is for any event A, the probability of A lies between 0 and 1. That means whatever the value of probability comes, it comes between, or it can be from 0 to 1. I already told you this. Then the second one is probability of any of the event S will be equal to 1. This you can understand in such a way that the total probability always remains 1. Okay, I hope this is clear to you, because the total probability on a end it is equal to 1. Like say for example, if you toss a coin and you say if you define 2 events, probability of getting head and probability of getting tail, and these two events can only be in that experiment. The probability of heads will be half, probability of tail will also be half, and if you add them, that is the total probability, it is equal to 1. So that is what this axiom defines that thing. Then if A and B are mutually exclusive events, then you say that probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B. This can be understood in such a way that if A and B are mutually exclusive, that means their intersection is nothing but phi, or that is it vanishes. And we know what is the formula of number of A union B. This is number of A plus number of B plus minus number of A intersection B. Similarly, it goes for probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Now this particular term vanishes because we are giving a condition that A and B are mutually exclusive. So from there we can say probability of A union B is probability of A plus probability of B. Then I hope this thing is clear to you. Then coming to the next topic, this is odd in favor and odd against an event. Odd in favor and odd against an event means if you are doing any event, and in that if you are in favor of getting something or if you are against of getting something, so how you can find the probability of that particular thing. So I am taking if an event E can happens in A ways and fails in B ways, and we are defining that if P be the success and 1 minus P be the failure, and in this I am taking let S be the sample space of the experiment. Okay, then odd in favor of an event will be P upon 1 minus P. We'll do the questions of this particular formula, but you have to remember here that odd in favor of an event E will be P upon 1 minus P. P means the success and 1 minus P means the failure, so P upon 1 minus P. And for the odd against event, it will be 1 minus P upon P, that is 1 minus P is failure upon success. The ratio of, for this, the ratio of success is to failure, and for this failure is to success. Okay, so for these two also you need to remember the formula. We'll do the question there itself, will understand. Now what is the probability of not E? You know what is the E and not E. I have explained you in the very starting, what will be the probability of not E. What do you mean by this? The probability of E plus probability of not E is equal to 1. In 10th class we have seen this, the complementary event. These two are called the complementary event, they are complement of each other. So what will be the probability of not E? This will be 1 minus probability of E. And you can also say that probability of E can be found by 1 minus probability of not E. Okay, so I hope this definition is clear to you. Now this is what the basics we have seen. Now try to understand one thing here, that see, this is an exercise, a very important exercise, and in this you must be good enough in combination, permutations and combinations, because that chapter will help you here to for the selections and for choosing the things, because here the permutation, combination and probability, these two can be intermixed. Okay, so we will see some questions here. You will understand that how we will be using combinations and permutations in this. Okay, so you should be good enough in those two chapters. Okay, so let's do some questions now. So a very easy and a very basic question. Try to understand. An urn contains 9 red, 7 white, 4 black balls. A ball is drawn at a random. So what is the probability that the ball drawn is red, white, black, red or black, white or black, not red, not black, neither black or not red. So in a urn, how many total balls are there? So total balls are 9 plus 7 plus 14. 9 plus 7, 16 plus 4, 20. So there are 20 balls. With the easy formula of probability, that is number of favorable outcome upon total number of outcomes. So what will be the probability of red ball? Will it be, how many red balls are there? 9. And total probability is how much? 20. So its answer will be 9 by 20. What will be the answer of this one? 7 upon 20. For black one, you just think. Okay, so the answer will be 4 by 20, which will be 1 by 5 on simplifying. Red or black. What do you mean by red or black? This is a OR case. That means we need to consider both. So red and black. How many red are there? 9 plus black 13. So its probability will be 13 by 20. White or black means white and black. This you answer. Okay. Not red. What do you mean by not red? That means red should not be. These two are acceptable. Okay. And so 7 plus 4, 13. 13 upon 20. You know, you can go with that complementary event. Last we studied just 1 or 2 minutes before. That is not red means the probability of red. The probability of not red is 1 minus probability of red. So 1 minus what was the probability of red? Okay, from here no. 7 plus 4 is 11. So here 11 will come, not 30. Sorry. So here you take the LCM. The answer will again it will be 11 upon 20. Not black. What do you mean by not black? With the help of this not black, 1 minus 1 upon 5, which is 4 upon 5. So this will be the answer. Neither black nor red means black should not be as well as red should not be. That means they are talking about 7 white, so 7 upon 20. So this is what you have to do. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. I'll prepare good videos in this particular exercise, because these two exercises are quite important from the exam point of view. Okay, so we'll prepare. So I hope you can do, I think up to 9-10 questions you can do, because they are basic questions, as well as see the examples as well. Okay, so I'm just winding up. I hope you will practice and understand the concept. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.